Once upon a time, on a bright summer day, a happy grasshopper was singing and dancing merrily in the warm sunshine. He was enjoying his life by hopping from one leaf to another and chirping lively tunes. But just a few steps away from him, an ant was busy carrying tiny grains on its back. It was toiling hard in the hot sun, but it didn't seem to mind the heat at all. The ant was working hard to store food for the winter. When the cold winds would start blowing and the tasty food would become scarce, the grasshopper, seeing the ant working hard, stopped for a moment and said in a mocking tone, "Hey, ant! Why are you working so hard? Come and sing with me." The ant, without even turning to look at the grasshopper, replied, "I am collecting food for the winter. When the snow comes, there will be nothing left to eat. You should prepare to—" The grasshopper, hearing this, burst into laughter. He thought that the ant was a fool. He said, "Why are you wasting your summer working? The weather is perfect. There's food everywhere. Let's relax and enjoy life. There's plenty of time to work. We can do that in the winter." The ant shook its head, knowing that the grasshopper would never understand the value of hard work. So it continued working. The ant worked throughout the summer, storing grains in the safety of their underground nests. On the other hand, the grasshopper spent his days singing, chirping, and playing with his friends. And as the summer passed, the days grew shorter, and the trees began to shed their leaves. The cool breeze of the morning turned into a biting cold wind. The ground, which was once lush and green, was now covered with a thick layer of white snow. The happy and cheerful tunes of the grasshopper turned into a sad and lonely tune as he shivered in the cold. He searched for food everywhere, but all in vain. He went to the ant's house. Peeking inside, he saw the ant's nest was full of food. He knocked on the door and said, "Dear ant, I am so hungry and cold. Please, give me some food and shelter. I promise I will work harder next summer than I did this summer." The ant, remembering how the grasshopper had mocked it in the summer, said, "All summer long, I told you to prepare, but you laughed at me and wasted your time. Now, winter is here, and you must face the result of your laziness." After saying this, the ant closed the door, leaving the grasshopper outside in the snow. The grasshopper sat sadly under the tree, realizing his mistake. He understood that the ant was right. His laziness had made him suffer. He wished he had listened to the ant and worked hard in the summer. But now there was no food, no shelter, and the only company was the cold wind and the falling snow. The next morning, the sun was shining again, and the birds were singing. But the grasshopper was nowhere to be seen. The ant, after collecting more food, came out of the house and saw the empty ground. It sighed, knowing that the grasshopper had probably gone in search of food and would not be back for a long time. The ant shook its head and went back inside, leaving the fate of the grasshopper to the will of nature. From that day on, whenever the grasshopper saw an ant working hard, he remembered his own folly and the bitter winter he had spent, and he felt ashamed. Once upon a time, a wise man said, "A lazy person is always the first to complain about the difficulties, but the last to appreciate the pleasure of success." Life is not all about fun and games. There are times when we have to work hard and prepare ourselves for the future. Sometimes we have to sacrifice our immediate pleasures for long-term benefits. Just like the ant, we must work hard today so we can live comfortably tomorrow. The grasshopper, on the other hand, represents those who waste their time doing nothing. They don't think about the future, and they end up suffering in the end. So remember, my dear friends, hard work and preparation brings safety and happiness, while laziness brings only regret. If you want to be successful in life, never be lazy. Always work hard and never give up. If you liked this story, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe for more amazing moral stories. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video!